Always supported us, especially this city, even when the wins weren't always there. And now to be able to come back with a Cotton Bowl trophy and be around the fans is it's exciting.
How about to be able to come back to a city that you kind of got a little bit of pipeline of really good players from, to be able to kind of come back here where so many of those good players are represented?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, that was the goal when we first started here, was to make sure that St. Louis and Kansas City and rural Missouri, but specifically St. Louis, was Tiger country. And we've invested a lot of energy in that, a lot of time in that, and now for us to have elite players on our team, big-time contributors from this city, makes it special.
Over in the athletics department, you look around, new AD, Coach Gates still relatively new. Are you giving tours around the place? Now it's one of the longest tenured.
No, I didn't even thought about it like that. You know, it's core value number 4 for us is enjoy the journey. College athletics is a transient business, whether it's players or coaches. And so while we're all here together, we just want to grow together, do the very best we can for the fans and for this university.
I'm sure you see plenty of value in being around and being able to establish a program like you have.
Yeah, I think anytime you can get into a rhythm and get comfortable, you're able to expand your comfort zone and you're able to expand what you're able to accomplish. And, you know, there's a good base. When I come to these events, I'm seeing people for the 4th and 5th time. Sometimes, you know, Howard Richards you're seeing for the 100th time. So there's familiarity there.
Eli, you got an early introduction to big-time football at Auburn. How much has this changed since you got here? Just the whole vibe and getting to the big time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've raised the level of expectation of what it means to play football at Mizzou and what we're competing for. You know, I think the expectation this year is that we're competing for a championship and competing for a spot in the 12-team playoff. And in order to do that, you had to raise your level of talent. And you know, we've asked the fans to raise their level of contributions.
And how are they doing?
Yeah, they're doing great in all assets. I mean, we sold out 5 of the last 6 the last 5 home games were sellouts. Obviously, we're asking them to keep that streak going. We need them to sell season tickets. That increases the revenue generation that we can have and budgeting, and obviously we need to continue to support NIL through the Tiger Branding Fund, and whether that's, you know, volleyball, baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, any sport they're passionate about, we need their help.
Draft weekend was 6 guys drafted and another 4 or 5 signed. What does that mean to your program moving forward when you have a weekend like that?
Well, to me personally, it's the beginning and realization of a dream for these players, and that was one of the things we sold them when they came here, chase 2 dreams and the opportunity to play in the NFL. For our program, it's, you know, a long time, 3 years ago I was selling a lot of hope. Now we're selling reality. We're selling, hey, this is, you come here, you get developed, you're going to have an opportunity to play at a high level, you got the potential to be a first-round draft pick, you got a chance to compete for championships, be on a national stage, and that's what we've always wanted. And now we got to continue to get those results from the recruits.
Eli, where are you at roster-wise and what you're looking to do between now and first week of August?
If you're asking if we're still shopping in the portal's always shopping. We're always shopping and hopping, so we'll see.
Eli, what did you make of, I don't know if you caught him, Brian Kelly had comments this week about the transfer portal and LSU not looking to buy players. What's your view of, I guess, the pessimism around the portal? You seem to use it pretty well for your team. Yeah,
you know, I don't want to comment specifically on, you know, each coach has their own opinion on what they're trying to do. Obviously, we're active in the portal. The portal has really helped our program. You know, I think 11 of the 22 starters last year came from portal opportunities, and so. But it's a game of money ball. You got to figure out what is the investment that you want for the return that you can get, and balancing the roster and what all that means. So that's what I would say. You know, for us, it's a positive and something that we're going to be in.
In your experience with the portal, can you build relationships and recruiting transfers, or is it purely about this is what we can offer in NIL?
I don't know that it's never specific to one thing. It's everything, all that's involved. To me, it's more like speed dating. It just happens a lot quicker.
Would you have ever dreamed that you'd say, yeah, it's more like Moneyball for college football?
Oh, for college football?
Yeah.
You know, I was actually just talking to someone about this the other day. I think one of the strengths that I've had since I've been here is that there's been so much uncertainty in college athletics. You know, my 4th spring practice was canceled for COVID. And then you had the unusual season of what that COVID season was, and then the introduction of NIL, then the introduction of the transfer portal. And so I think there's always been disruptors in the marketplace, and as the coach, we just have to adapt to it.
You made the point in the stadium renovation announcement of somewhat calling out the state's Fortune 500 companies to step up. Have you felt like they are ready to make that challenge? Is there a FedEx sort of hope that you have with the new AD?
Yeah, I'm just hopeful. I think one of the things that I know is that the state of Missouri is fourth in the SEC footprint with number of Fortune 500 companies within the state. I think it's 11. And so that's got to be an asset for us, and we need those Fortune 500 companies to look into the investment of the University of Missouri. Obviously, they're utilizing our graduates, hopefully, in some of the ways that they're hiring players, but now they are hiring students, but now the ask is, would you look into investing into our athletes for marketing? And there are some really big brands in St. Louis and Kansas City and Columbia, and we could use any possible help, because when we play well, when we perform on the national stage, when we represent the state of Missouri, we represent everybody in this state. And whether that's products, whether that's the university, whether that's the fans, we hope that we're a good investment.
Coach, a couple new rules have been